This is the Digiboy from Tama Team. Let's open the digital gate. Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy, the Digiboy here, back at it with another YouTube video. So today here, I have a wargreymon X antibody deck list for you, well, deck profile for you. And it took me a while to figure this deck out. I did a lot of testing, and I think I found the perfect list for me. So make sure to like and subscribe so I can keep pushing out Digimon content for you. And let's get right into the deck profile. So we'll start with our eggs here. We start with 4 copies of the bt9 Koromon and 1 copy of the bt5 Koromon. So the reason we run 4 copies of obviously bt9 Koromon is this just allows us to get an extra 1000 DP here, because well, this Digimon is Agumon or Greymon in its name, it gets an extra 1000. That helps us, you know, build up our stack to a higher DP so we don't die to like an Oryuken insecurity if we don't get the boost from anything else. So that's pretty good. And then we just have the 1 copy of the bt5 Koromon. This just allows you to draw just in case we hatch it. It's just there as an extra egg in case we run out. Now let's actually move on to the main deck here. We'll start with our rookies. We run 4 copies of obviously the promo Agumon. Your turn, while this Digimon has Greymon in its name, gets plus 2000 DP. And most of the time, literally all your cards in here with this inheritable will always have Greymon, except if you go into your hybrid. But most of the time you just need that plus 2000 DP boost to be able to, you know, just like boost up your Digimon so it doesn't die in security immediately. Trust me, it sucks when it does. Next rookie is 4 copies of Agumon X antibody. This is just standard. You can always go like X antibody and raising for like an extra draw, or push out the Agumon and then go X antibody on the field to activate its 1 Digivolving effect. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Greymon and Omnimon in its name, and 1 X antibody option card among them. It means option card when it says X antibody, and put the rest at the bottom. This is a when Digivolving and an on play, so this is also a searcher as well as a free Digivolution over an Agumon and a searcher at the same time, so that's also really good here. Next we have 4 copies of the bt5 searcher Agumon. This is your basic searcher here. It says, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon and its name other than Dorugray, Burning Gray, or Dex Dorugreymon, and 1 Digimon card with Omnimon in its name. This is just, again, your basic searcher. Play it for 3. Search your deck for your cards. So we run 2 searchers, 2 3-cost searchers, and a booster. Next we run 4 copies of obviously the starter deck Greymon. This allows you to get security attack +1 here, which is really good for this kind of meta, because the kind of meta we're in is obviously like an OTK meta, where mostly everybody's trying to OTK you except other decks. This just allows you to get that extra security check-in to, you know, go right through that security. Next card is obviously staple, 4 copies of Greymon X antibody. Digivolve over a Greymon for free, so get that extra draw in all turns when this Digimon is Greymon or Omnimon in its name, which it always will. And an effect would delete or return it to your hand. You may trash 2 cards of the same level in this Digimon's Digivolution cards and prevent it from leaving play. So you can trash 2 sources, 2 of the same level sources, to save it from being deleted by effects. It means like 2 level 5s, maybe 2 level 4s, or 2 rookies. Next we run just 2 copies of the bt5 Greymon. This one is when Digivolving. If a Digimon is Agumon in its name, gain 1 memory, so this is a 1-cost Digivolution on the field. Like, you can play your searcher, go down to 0, then Digivolve onto your searcher for 1 basically, and memory choke your opponent at 1. But if they have a memory tamer, it doesn't do much, but it's still good to get that 1-cost Digivolution, and it just gives your Digimon with Greymon or Omnimon its name plus 2000 DP. So our final level 4 we run is just the 1 hybrid, the 1 copy of a Goodymon. This is the alt-art one. I picked it up. Obviously this is just your hybrid to close off games. I would run 2 hybrids, but the space in this deck is really tight, so 1 hybrid is good for now. Next we move on to our level 5s here. We run 2 copies of the bt8 Metal Greymon. When Digivolving, de-digivolve 1, and then delete a level 3 or less, well, 3000 DP or less. Yeah, this is just good because this allows you to swing into your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. We don't really use it for that effect, we use it for the de-digivolve effect. But also, in case you need to kill something, you can, like, swing into it. But also just because, like, I don't have the new promo pack, Alterius modes, and frankly, this deck doesn't need it as much as it should. Because it has, like, other metal grays and stuff to siphon off for it. So this is just good to de-digivolve and pop. The next one is obviously 2 copies of EX1 Metal Gray. This just allows you to gain piercing. So if there's like a blocker or anything like a big Digimon you want to swing over, you can digivolve into this Metal Greymon X, then into like your Wargray, swing over their level 6, pierce through it, and still do your checks, which is actually really good. Next is the other staple of this deck, which is just 4 copies of Metal Greymon X Antibody. So this is obviously a staple here, Digivolve over Metal Gray for 1, and when Digivolving, this Digimon gains Security Attack +1 till the end of your opponent's next turn. Then if this Digimon is Metal Greymon or X Antibody and Digivolution cards, this Digimon gets plus 3000 DP till the end of the turn. This is just classic, you know, you go your Metal Greymon for 3 or 4, depending on which one you use. Metal Gray X Anti on the field, you get your Security Attack and your plus DP, you slide the X Antibody, and then you do all your shenanigans. Then we move on to our level 6 lineup here, which is 3 copies. Oh, that is the wrong one. Sorry, this is 2 copies of the EX1 wargreymon. So I run this wargray over the BT1 wargray instead of having the BT1 wargray at 2 and have this at 1. I run this over because you get Blitz, and Blitz works perfectly this deck. And when attacking, if you have a Tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. So if they have a blocker, you'll pop it, you don't gotta rely on piercing. And Blitz is really good, it works really good with this deck, because if you don't have your Tamer, or you can't get it out and you build up too fast, so you don't get time to get your Tamer out, Blitz works really well, because, well, you're not always guaranteed that 3 memory. So this is 4, but you can digivolve, like you're at 2, and you don't have 3 to go into the other one, so you digivolve for 4, you set your opponent to 2, you blitz, you digivolve into the wargreymon X, you gain all that memory back, and it's still your turn. So this is better. The tech is blitz. The next one is just 1 copy of the BT1 wargreymon. This Digimon gains its security attack +1, and it doesn't activate security effects. Security skills on option cards it checks. This is just your basic OTK. You digivolve this for 3 if you have the memory. And then you swing, possibly doing 5 checks with the Tai, the Metal Gray, the Greymon. You're basically doing 5, so this is just the OTK tech right here. But I do prefer the EX1 one for more consistency of blitzing instead of relying on that 3 memory. Then your last level 6 is obviously 3 copies of wargreymon X here. This is obviously one of the best cards in the deck. Digivolve from Wargray to 1. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, you gain 1 memory. End of attack of this, if Wargreymon or X Antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less or equal to this Digimon's DP. So I think you'll be popping up to maybe 16 to 18k, depending on what you have under your Wargreymon X, but most likely you're popping your opponent's level 6 or even a level 7 if you get up to 18k, which I have done before. And there has been a level 7 that I did pop before, so this is actually really, really good. And the ability to gain back the memory is perfect for this deck, because it allows you to keep continuing your turn, and like, if you were set them to 3 and you're doing 4 checks and you go back to 0, then, and they have 0 security, you can like Blitz Omni for game, basically. Or if you put yourself back to 2, then we'll hybrid for game. And our last Digimon we run is 2 copies of the Blitz Omni. I run 2 copies of the Blitz Omni because, like, again, this is just used to finish off games here. You know, you digivolve, unsuspend, blitz for game, basically. Not much about it, and it actually has the effect of all turns. If your opponent is effect would delete this Digimon or returns to your underhanded deck, you may prevent it from leaving play by trashing the level 6 Digimon card under it. So it can, basically, if you have the Greymons under it, and this, approximately, you can save yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 2 times with this for trashing the Wargreymon X and the Wargreymon, and then the Greymon allows you to take out 2, so you can take out 2 level 5s, 2 level 4s, or 2 level 3s. So approximately you could save yourself literally 5 times. So that's a little bit broken there. And then now we move on to the Tamers. We run 3 copies of Tai Kamiya. Obviously, we run 3 copies of Tai Kamiya to get that extra security check, you know, go for that OTK, and it's a memory tamer. I've seen people do like 2 Tai and maybe 1 hero, but I prefer the 3 Tai, so because I always want to see this on the field to get that extra security attack, and your wargreymon X always gets to like a really big number anyway, like 18, so it really doesn't matter. So, you know, classic memory tamer. Then, the last tamer is 2 copies of Cool Boy. So I've tested the ratio between 2 to 3 copies of Cool Boy here, and in my opinion, 2 copies of Cool Boy is perfect. When you get it off, you know, you can tap it, gain a memory for each, and draw a card, so it's good, and you can search for X antibodies, which is a lot of. In my opinion, 2 copies of Cool Boy is the best. Then we move on to the options here. 3 copies of X antibody. Obviously standard, slide the X antibody under, activate its when attacking, digivolve into your X antibody, Digimon like wargreymon X for the cost, and then you just start swinging. So this allows you to go wargreymon X without having to rely on having 1 memory. So this is good, really good. Then I run 3 one-of options, 1 Crimson Blaze, 1 Gaia Force Zero, and 1 Delicate Plan. People usually run 2 Delicate Plan, but since we have the BT1 wargreymon, we don't need this as much, so basically running 2 Delicate Plans. Gaia Force Zero, it reduces the cost by 2, making it a 6 cost option like Crimson Blaze. If I have an X antibody on the field, pop a big Digimon, basically up to 13,000 DP or less. Crimson Blaze is like the small remover, you know, reduce the cost by how many your opponent's Digimon has, and pop any 6k or less, so a small removal, big removal, security. That's the idea here, and it actually works. So, that is the end of the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's my wargreymon X antibody deck list. Make sure to like and subscribe so I can keep pushing out Digimon content for you. Digiboy, out.